Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to my channel, Real Talk Recovery, where we talk about recovery from addiction and I share my life with you. My name is Nicole and I'm a recovering addict and my sobriety date is July 13th of 2015 and I am currently on a medication called Suboxone. I'm also currently in the middle of a Suboxone taper. So I was watching one of the people that I'm subscribed to's channel. His name is Lance, and he has a channel called Big Lance Off the Yard. So shout out to him. And a bunch of people have been asking him about his Suboxone taper because he talked about it in a video, and then he kind of didn't talk about it anymore after that. And so today he kind of touched on it and let everybody know that he's getting help to get off of it, which I'm so happy to hear that, because I was really kind of concerned about his well-being when I heard him speaking about just jumping off of it, you know. So that's what inspired this video. That's what inspired me to jump on and talk to you guys. Hey, David. So I want to talk to you guys about why it's so important to taper when you're on any kind of medication, okay? Especially medications like Suboxone. So y'all come on in, greet your neighbor, let everybody know that you're here and that you're alive. How many days do you got sober? Let's hear from you guys for a second, and then we will get into it. And I'm going to do my makeup while we talk, okay? Hey, Rosie. Hey, Mama. Hey, David. Hey, Sky. So I think, you know, what happens for a lot of us when we've been on Suboxone or Xanax or whatever medication that we've been on, even if it's just a mental health medication, you know, like Prozac, Lexapro, Wellbutrin, Zoloft. Gosh, I'm breaking out so bad, you guys. These are all, you know, mental health medications, right? We get on these and they work, right? They're working, we're doing good, we're staying sober, and then we get to a point where we're like, well, I don't want this medication. I don't want to be on it anymore. I don't need it anymore, right? Which everybody has that right to get to that point. If they are on it and they don't want to be on it anymore, that's their choice, right? Totally understandable. But just like you got on the medication, and it took a minute for it to kick in and start helping you, it's the same aspect when you get off of it, that you're going to have to take your time to get off of it, just like the medication took time to do its job in helping you, right? And so I wanted to talk to you guys about the importance of tapering, the importance of the purpose of focusing on your taper on your own and not comparing yourself to anybody else, okay? Because other people may be able to do it a different way than you, and that's okay. You're not them. And so how many of you guys right now are going through a similar experience where you're trying to taper off a medication and you find yourself comparing yourself to other people? You find yourself looking up videos and, hey, Avalon, looking up videos and saying, well, I'm going to use you as an example, Avalon, looking up videos and saying, well, Avalon got off in 5 days. Why can't I get off in 5 days, right? Or Nicole's down to 2 milligrams and I'm not down to 2 milligrams. Why am I not there yet, right? I'm telling you why you're not there, because it's not you're not that person and it's not your journey. Okay? Right, Stemo? Same, girl, same. And so I'm on the journey with you guys, okay? I am on the journey too. And sometimes I find myself watching other YouTubers' videos who have went the path before me, and maybe they're a little farther than me. Maybe they're already completely off. And I keep comparing myself and saying, well, I must not be doing it. I must not be doing it right because I'm not where they're at, right? Comparing yourself to other people, especially in situations like this, is the worst thing you can do. I quit prescription opioids like Tramadol, Oxycodone, Oxycodone, but yes, I'm medicated with prescription Xanax bars and Valium. Yeah, and that's okay, David. Whatever you got to do, whatever helps you stay sober and whatever helps you stay healthy, okay? Some people need to be on medications for the rest of their life, and that's okay too. We also have to take a look at that kind of thing. You know, not everybody's goal is to be completely abstinent, and that's okay too. And not everybody can do that, you guys. Hey, Mole, not everybody can make it to complete abstinence, you guys. And what's wrong with that? You know, ask yourself that question. Why is it a big deal? What's wrong if I need to be on a medication that's helping save my life? What's wrong with that? You know, why are we beating ourselves up? I have to ask myself these questions, right? Because sometimes I get to thinking, I was talking to somebody the other day, and where have you been? I just realized, the Mole, who you were. Where have you been, man? Where have you been? I need to know that you're okay. Are you staying sober? Okay, sorry guys, I just had an epiphany when I saw your name in the avatar. I thought, so I find myself, I'm going to share with you guys my experience. I find myself watching other people and following other people that are in recovery. And I think that sometimes I think, well, they must be doing better than me because they're at this point, right? It's not that they're doing better than me. It's not that I'm doing better than them, right? It's just that we're on a different path, and each one of us has something special to offer to this community, I tried for 2 years and finally had to start taking something now. I take kratom for my addiction. Yes, Avalon. Yes. And so somebody was asking me the other day, a lot of people asked me about my opinion on kratom. And so I don't really have an opinion because I've never really used it. So I send them all to you, girl. Yes, David, anytime. I was late taking it that day already and feeling terrible. I got so upset. Like if I could alleviate my loved one's pain and discomfort by taking 10 minutes out of my day, I would. Absolutely. Hey, Jew Man, what's up? Hey, everyone. Thank you for showing up for us, Nicole. Hey, Danielle, what's up, baby? Yeah, you guys know I love y'all. So this is what I think we need to get to a point to, right? First of all, as you are going through your recovery journey, okay, you might start out with your goal being, I want to reach a point where I'm completely abstinent, right? You might start out at that point on Suboxone or on kratom or whatever medication that you're prescribed or taking, right? That's helping you in your recovery. You might start out and that might be your goal, okay? That was my goal. My goal was, I want to be completely abstinent. And do you know why I made that my goal? Because everybody told me that that's what my goal needed to be. Everybody told me that that was the way that sobriety was supposed to be, right? That if you weren't completely abstinent, then you weren't in recovery and that you really didn't have anything to offer. Okay, that was what society told me that I needed to do, was be completely abstinent. But those people who were telling me that they needed to be completely abstinent, some of them haven't even been able to do that for themselves. And so I really had to start taking a look at that too. Like, who's telling me that I need to do this? And are they doing the same thing? Okay. Now, I have met people that have been able to obtain abstinence, but I met people that have been able to. And some of them are happy and they are living their best lives. And I've also met people that are completely abstinent that are miserable. And so I want you guys to know something. My goal is not about being completely abstinent. My goal is about being happy. Okay. And my goal is about being able to be a mom to my son. It's not, I don't give a flying fuck what medication I'm on. To be quite literal, my goal is to be healthy and happy. All right. And if that means me being on a maintenance medication for the rest of my life, then so be it. If that means that I can be a mom to my son, then so be it. And so that's why we have created our own community over here. That's why we have each other to support one another. And that's why we don't have to worry about what everybody else is doing, because we've gotten to a point where we know what's best for us. And that's what each one of you guys has to get to, a point where you know what's best for you. Okay? So let's say you feel like, oh, okay, I still want to try. I want to try and taper, okay? So that's where I'm at. I'm on 2 milligrams of Suboxone, and I'm kind of just chilling out, you guys. So let me share a little bit about my experience being on 2 milligrams of Suboxone. So you guys know that I started out on 8 milligrams, then I went up to 12, and I stayed on 12 milligrams for almost 4 years. Now, at 4 years, yeah, I stayed on it for 4 years exactly. Then at my 4th year on Suboxone, I started to taper. I started to taper in March of 2019, you guys. So I've been tapering on Suboxone for over a year now, okay? Over a year. And you know what? That's good. That's how you're supposed to taper. You're supposed to taper slowly. You're supposed to let your body stabilize at each dose, okay? Because if you don't let your body stabilize, let's say you're on 2 milligrams, you just dropped on 2 milligrams, and you want to drop down to 1, okay? If you drop down to 1 after 5 days of being on 2, your body isn't dropping from 1. It's not dropping just to 1, it's dropping from that full amount, okay? Because your body didn't have time to stabilize at that dose, you know? Yes, I'm down to 2. You've been gone for a long time, man. I'm so thankful for your understanding, because my parents and family work like high-rated doctors, and they blame me every time they see me, even though I have really great work in doing all my routines. You know what, David? You are not alone, man. And so many people's families judge them for, having to use a medication or for being an addict, right? And that's nothing you should ever be ashamed of, all right? You don't ever have to be ashamed of having struggled with addiction. Shame doesn't help anybody get better. It only makes the situation worse. So if you have somebody in your life that's constantly shaming you, honestly, you don't need that person in your life. You can do without them. Get rid of them. Walk away. Don't talk to them anymore. Let them feel how they feel and see how they like not seeing you. Because if they really care, they're not going to want to not see you. But sometimes you have to separate yourself from people like that, because they don't have your best interest at heart. Okay? Even if it's your parents. If your parents are being like that, then they need to be more understanding and less judgmental and more tolerant. That's what it's all about, you guys. I can come up on here and I can preach to you guys all day long about how you need to do this and how you've got to do that. But you're not going to hear me, okay? You're not going to hear me if I come up here and I'm telling you what to do and I'm acting like I have all the answers. I don't know the answers, but I do know this. I know that I'm happy today. I know that I have my son today. I know that I have an amazing husband who loves me today. I know that I have an amazing community here on YouTube of addicts and alcoholics who support me. And it's taken me a long time, you guys, to get to a point where I do not care what other people think about me. I do not care. The only thing that matters is my family. The only thing. My mother, my father, my sisters, my nephews, my cousins, my son, my husband, my mother-in-law. I love them all. And I care about what they think, because they care about me and they want what's best for me, right? But those other people that just want to, spew judgment, I don't care about what those people think. I got my 18-month key tag. Woohoo! That's awesome. Great job. Yes, we cannot let other people judge us, you guys. And we have to try and be open-minded and, take suggestions. And so I just want all you guys to know that, it's important to So here's another reason why it's important to taper on medications, you guys, especially if you're using them for substance use disorder, okay? If you're on them for treatment of addiction. Because if you have gained all this sobriety while you're on this medication, okay, and you've got a foundation, you've got your recovery family, you're studying about the disease of addiction, you're trying to learn how to fight your addiction, which is what? Knowledge is power. That's how you fight your disease, okay? You learn about the disease of addiction, all right? That's how you're going to be able to win the battle against addiction, is by learning everything you can about it, learning about your own triggers, learning about different things you can do that will help you stay sober, getting involved in different fellowships, right? These are all ways that you can fight the disease of addiction back. New visitor. It's already starting to get hot here in Los Angeles. Oh, really? Finally, someone that understands me, because he never has someone that does. I can, for example, get a text from my parents. You only care about your medicine, etc. every week. Well, here's the thing. It's not that you only care about your medicine. It's that your medicine is helping you to live your life, right? And so it's not that I just care about my medicine. It's that Suboxone is helping me to have a good quality of life. It's helping me to live, you know? And so why would this is another thing that I've had somebody say to me before: if it's not broke, don't fix it, okay? If you're doing well and you're stable and you're happy and you're on a maintenance medication, or you're utilizing something for your depression or whatever the treatment may be, and it's helping you and you're happy, then don't worry about it. Just keep doing what you're doing. Don't worry about what people say. It shouldn't matter, you know? It doesn't matter what anyone else thinks. All that matters is about how do you feel? What do you feel like inside? Are you happy with where you're at? Now, the problem comes whenever you might start feeling like you're not happy where you're at. And sometimes people get to that point where they want to try and make a change, and that's okay too. You know, that is okay. Hitman, that's awesome. Congratulations. I love Nate Dogg. He's a good guy. Tell Nate when he does the video, I'll share it over on my community tab. New visitor. That's so exciting. I know you're excited about that, huh? I am really proud of you, Hitman. And I'm proud of y'all. How many days you got now, Hitman? How many days you got? 20 days for Sky. I think it's 28 for Hitman now. I'm so nervous to lose my insurance and not being able to afford my Suboxone. Does anyone know how much subs are without insurance? Stacy, you came to the right place, girl. I got all that information for you. So let me tell you a story. I was on 12 milligrams of Suboxone and everything was hunky-dory. My insurance was paying for it, so it was completely free, right? This was state insurance. Well, I ended up marrying my husband, and I forgot that I was going to get cut off of my insurance. I forgot. I thought that I would still have this. I don't know what I thought, but I totally forgot to get signed up underneath my husband's insurance. So I got cut off my insurance, and I started having to pay out of my pockets. Okay, I had to pay cash. And so this is what you're going to do, Stacy. First of all, you're not going to worry, because everything's going to be okay, because you're sober today and you're not going to make bad decisions. You're just going to get that money, girl. Second of all, you are going to ask your doctor to write you a prescription for the generic Suboxone, whether it be the strips or the pills, whichever one. There's plenty of generics now, okay? And third, you're going to download the application on your phone for GoodRx, okay? Sorry, my ear itches. GoodRx will cut your Suboxone prescription in half, damn near. So how many milligrams are you on, and how many do you take a day? That's what we need to know. And then I can type it in and tell you how much it's going to be. Bada bing, bada boom, girl. No worries. See? No worries for the rest of your days. It's a problem-free philosophy. I need me. Y'all remember that? Anyway, I know I shouldn't be. I'm overthinking everything, and my parents know that, so they know I'm going to think about it all the time. I understand. I'm a constant overthinker. 8 milligrams 2 times a day, so 16 milligrams. So 16 milligrams. So that's, so you get 120 strips. No, 30 plus 30 is 60. So you get 60 strips in a box, right? You're legit having a panic attack. Well, you legit need to stop, girl. So let me figure out, what state are you in? 60. That's what it gets started. Okay. Ohio. Okay, good. Hold on, girl. It's going to be all good. Ugh, this is so annoying. Okay, here we go. Here we go. This is what we're going to do. Okay, Suboxone strips. Okay, generic. Find the lowest price. Dosage. We're going to do 60. Okay. Okay. Location. What's this? City, Ohio. Okay, girl. Here we go. You ready? Okay, it says for Lord. Okay, so it's still going to be not too. It's just not cheap, you guys. So it looks like the cheapest one is $141.09. So let's see. Okay, it says buprenorphine, naloxone, generic film, Suboxone, price with coupon $141. Okay. Damn. Let's see if you can get changed to the pills now. Okay, let's do generic sublingual tablet, and let's see what that price would be. Okay. Girl, the generic sublingual tablets are $21 for 60 of them. So when you go in to see your doctor, you need to say, if you get cut off your insurance, you need to let them know that, you don't, unless you want to pay $140. Like, if you can pay the $140 and pay the whatever one you prefer. The pills are way cheaper. I used to be on the pills. Yeah. So just make sure that you let your doctor know, and then just download that application. It's called GoodRx. Shoot, I need to get GoodRx should be sponsoring my channel. What do y'all think about that? Okay, we need to have a sponsor over here, GoodRx. So that way you can get your medication for a lot cheaper, and that you can do that with all medications. Okay, if you don't have insurance, that will help y'all out a lot. So everybody that lives in the United States that needs help with their medication prices, download the application GoodRx. Okay, and don't fret. Everything's going to be okay. Pills are the best kind. I put them under my tongue and either use Listerine strips or mints on top of my tongue so I don't taste them. SEMO, are you kidding me? My doctor wrote Subutex, but a lot of pharmacies don't carry it. And listen, another thing, if you run into a situation where the pharmacy doesn't carry it, you can call ahead of time, you guys, and have them order it, okay? So if you are going to get changed to something, call ahead of time and have them order the medication, okay? That way, they'll have it. I had to have them order the 2 milligram strips for me. I go to the Kroger pharmacy, and they didn't carry the 2 milligram strips. So I had my doctor call them ahead of time and let them know that I was going to be needing them, and they ordered them. And one thing I'm going to tell y'all, if you start tapering and you get down to 2 milligrams, if you can get those 2 milligram strips, they're the best, because this is what I'm telling you guys. They help me they make me feel like I'm taking a whole 8 milligram strip. Do you guys understand what I'm saying? It's not about, like, not the feeling as in like I get high, but the feeling as in psychologically. Psychologically, I see a strip and I think 8 milligrams. And so it's like, I don't know how to explain it any other way, that going down to 2 milligrams has been probably the easiest thing. And I'm not even struggling at all with it. Like, it's so easy. And I'm sat at 2 milligrams, sitting pretty, chilling. So, hey Dino, what's up, babe? I use a mom and pop style. Those are generally cheaper than brand name pharmacies. Yes, back in the day, I used to have to pay $99 a strip, but that was years and years ago. Girl, here in Arkansas, they go for $20 a strip on the streets. $20 a strip. But anyway, we're not going to talk about that. We're not selling our strips. I'm so glad that everybody came in to chit chat with us. We're just hanging out. I was over watching, like I was talking about earlier, I was on Big Lance's channel, and he was telling everybody that he's going to actually go and get help to come off of Suboxone. And so I just thought it was really important to come on here and chit chat with you guys, because here's the thing. I don't hate Lance. I like him. I think he's a great person. But I was really disappointed whenever he was telling people that they needed to man up to get off Suboxone. I was like, why are you saying that? Like, it's easy to come on and say, you guys got to man up. But you try to jump off Suboxone and man up and then call me and let me know how it goes. And so when he had said that, I was like, you know what I mean? And so I texted him and told him, hey, man, if you need anything, if you need help, like, I'll help you. Like, I can help you find somebody to help you get off. Like, let's do this the right way, okay? And so, of course, you know, he's a man, so he told me he's okay and he didn't need any help, which, you know, all men are like that, right? So I didn't take any offense to it. But I was concerned because I was concerned about what he was telling you guys on his channel, what he was telling his audience. And it's super, super important, you guys, for us to be careful what we say on our platforms. You know, when you have 10,000 people watching your channel and some of them are on maintenance medication, they're looking up to you. They're looking, y'all, I don't care what anybody says, people look up to us. Okay. And so if I come on here and I'm like, I'm getting off Suboxone, y'all need to man up too. You know, it's dangerous. It's dangerous. And so I was on his channel earlier today, and listen, I'm not talking bad. Please, y'all, do not make this more than what it is. I'm just saying, I was on his channel earlier, and I'm so proud of him because he was telling everybody, hey, you know, like, I tried and it's really hard and I don't want to relapse. And I was just like, that's what I'm talking about. That is what I'm talking about. It's okay to struggle and it's okay to need help. It's okay. It's not easy, you know, it's not easy getting off of this kind of medication. It's not easy getting sober, right? So I just want us to be as careful as possible. And of course, I'm always going to give you guys the best suggestions that I know, okay, and the safest suggestions, because the name of the game is harm reduction. I would rather you be on Suboxone for the rest of your life, okay, than to be out there getting high on drugs, you guys, all right? So just understand that. It's not about, it's not about fucking getting sober and being sober and being able to tell everybody, I'm abstinent, right? It's about saving your life. It's about staying alive so you can be present in your kids' lives or your family's lives. It's about helping other people not feel alone. It's about giving back. And I have to remember that. Sometimes I get up here and I get excited about things and I want to help everybody, but I have to watch what I say. I take this very seriously. Like, this isn't a joke. I don't just come on my channel and think it's just some joke, you guys. It's not a joke. All right, this is serious. We're talking about addiction. We're talking about something that kills millions of people. Okay, and I don't want to say something irresponsibly and be the reason why somebody did something stupid. Okay. If you're dependent on opioids already, it doesn't feel like anything. You get well without the high. Absolutely. Then you just stay well and never feel sick or anything but normal. Yep. That was my point the other night. It's easier to stop dope than subs. Hey, Sean. Well, I understand what you're saying. Like, I think what you mean is that dope is a short-acting opioid, okay? And it goes out of your system in quicker than a Suboxone does, right? That's what I think you're meaning. Now, it might be easier to quit. It might be easier for heroin to get out of your system, but I don't think it's any easier than getting off of dope. Because when you're coming off dope, you're in your active addiction, all right? You don't have any recovery support. You don't have a foundation, all right? So I've seen people come off of heroin and fentanyl and other oxys, other opiates, and they just go right back to getting high because they had no foundation and they didn't know how to stay sober. So it's not about, the amount of time it takes for you to get off of it. That's not what this is about. It's about being healthy. It's about somebody staying healthy and not dying from an overdose. And when people hear that, oh, it's easier to get off dope than it is to get off Suboxone, that's a lie. That's a lie. If you taper low and slow on Suboxone and you jump at like 0.025 or even smaller than that, which is like a sliver, and then you start skipping days, okay, you get down to 0.025, you take it on Monday, you skip 2 days, then take it on Wednesday, then skip 2 days, and take it on Friday, all right, or Saturday. And you keep doing that, and then you skip 3 days in between each dose, and then you skip 4 days in between each dose. And then eventually you're skipping so many days that you're dosing once every week, all right, until you jump completely off. And then bada bing, bada boom, you're good. So a lot of people, they put misinformation out by saying things like, it's easier to get off of dope than it is to get off Suboxone, all right? That's not true. It's easier. It's all about tapering and being safe, okay? It's all about how you do it. Now, if you are somebody who is impatient and you're in a rush and you choose to jump off Suboxone at 16, 20, 24, 8, 6 milligrams, whatever the dose, then you're going to have a hard time. You're probably not going to make it. Okay? But if you're smart and you take the suggestions of people that have gone there before, you'll be okay and you'll make it. So it's really important to watch what we say when we say stuff like, oh, it's this, that, and the third. It's just all, it's all how the person handles it, and every person's different, When I tapered, I know clonidine helps so much with the cold sweats. Ronald Lilly, thanks for all the info on tapering. I've been tapering for a long time, but my doctor never gave me any info like this. Hey, Ronald, what's up? Welcome to the channel. I'm glad to have you here. So, subs mess your brain up more. I was off subs for 30 days. My head was so messed up. It was either I was going to commit suicide or get back on subs. Oh, man, I'm sorry. I'm sorry to hear that, Sean. What I'm hearing you say is that in your experience, Suboxone made your brain messed up. So you got to understand, you see what I'm saying, Sean? That's your experience. I know many people who have gotten off Suboxone and they've been successful, all right? And they've been doing good, all right? And so don't feel like just because that was your experience, I want you to also think about this. What other things were you doing besides just jumping off Suboxone? Were you active in a 12-step fellowship? Were you going to therapy and having doing meetings? Were you exercising? Were you working to try and keep your mind off of it? I mean, these are all things that will play into how your experience is coming off of a medication like Suboxone. So you have to really make sure, guys, that you're not just jumping on Suboxone and then expecting for your life to get better. There's so many things that you have to do in combination with being on maintenance medication. Okay, so let's talk about that. And Sean, I'm glad that you're sharing your experience, but I want you to remember that that's your experience. And also, let's all try to remember that the goal of this channel here is to support you in what you're going through. If you're on Suboxone and you're having a terrible experience, I want you to be able to share that. But I also want you to remember that not everyone has that same experience. And so when you say things, to kind of think before you say them, like, you know, also, we have to remember that we have to tell the whole story. So if you're somebody that got on Suboxone and you were doing this, that, and the third, selling your Suboxone, getting high while you were on Suboxone, still kicking it with people that were getting loaded, not getting your mental health treated. These are all things that play in to your experience, okay? If you are somebody who is, you know, utilizing maintenance medication and that's the only thing you're doing to stay sober, then I have to tell you that you're going to have a hard time and it's going to be a rude awakening. You've got to do something besides just take medication. It's not going to cure your addiction. Okay, that's why most centers, most clinics that prescribe Suboxone encourage you or require you to do some kind of recovery treatment and therapy. You get me? So, okay, but thank you for sharing because I totally respect your opinion and your experience, and I understand what you're saying because I hear a lot of people that have those experiences. So I don't want you to feel like I'm invalidating your experience because that's not what I'm trying to do. I just want you to remember that that's your experience. You know what I mean? All right, gotcha. They probably weren't on it for 12 plus years. It was originally intended to be a week. Oh, I hear you. Well, that's okay. Listen, man, Sean, however long you had to be on it to save your life from getting high and being out there in them streets, man, you had to do what you had to do. Okay? Don't feel like that was what you had to do and that was your experience. All right? There's nothing wrong with being on it long term if that's what you needed to do. I've been on it for almost 5 years. And so I promise you guys, like I'm going to share with y'all my entire, I'm like literally ruining this towel of makeup. I'm going to share with you guys when I start going down lower and let y'all know how I feel. Because I want to share it from I want to share it from the experience. Like this is how I'm feeling. This is what I'm going through. And this is what I'm going to do. I want you guys to know that I'll be here. And I'm going to show you exactly how it is. Okay? So we'll do it together, okay? That way we can all have each other's support. Now, I don't want you to think that if I'm getting off that y'all have to get off, okay? If that's something that you're not comfortable with doing right now, that's okay if you don't ever want to get off of it. I have a friend that's been on Suboxone. Her name's Cindy. She's come on my channel and told her story, you guys. If you guys want to watch that, it's called, her name was Cindy Briggs. And she's been on Suboxone, you guys, for 16 years, okay? Those whole 16 years she's been sober. She hasn't relapsed or anything like that, okay? She is never going to get off, okay? And that helps her. All the extra support and work is going to help, at least in my experience. Danielle, the devil is in the details. And you know what? That's exactly what Dr. B says. That's so crazy that you said that. The devil's in the details. Absolutely. So Cindy came on and she shared her story, and When I first met Cindy, she was over on another channel, and she was talking about how people have been judging her because she's been on Suboxone long term for her life. Okay, she's never going to get off. That's her. She is happy. And so when I found her, I said, come over to our channel and hang out with us. Like, we're not going to judge you for being on maintenance medication for the rest of your life, right? And I want to ask you guys this. Like, if you were hanging out with a bunch of people and 3 of them were on insulin for their diabetes, one person had diabetes but refused to take insulin because they didn't want to be dependent on their insulin. What would you think about that? What would you think about that? If there was somebody that you were hanging out with that had diabetes, which can be a self-inflicted disease from poor diet, right? Overeating, eating a bunch of sugar and sweets and all that, and they were like, I'm not taking my insulin because I don't want to be insulin dependent. I refuse to take that. You would look at them like they was damn crazy, wouldn't you? What do you mean you're not going to take your insulin? You could die, right? You could go into a diabetic coma or something like that. Why is it that we look at people who utilize maintenance medication for their chronic disease of addiction and judge them? Why do we feel that way? Why do we feel like we have to, put people in a box? Why do we feel like we have to say you're either doing it this way or you're doing it that way? Like, I'm serious, you guys. Like, I want to challenge that thought. I want to challenge that thought. All right. So if my grandma who has diabetes told me that she was refusing to take her insulin because she didn't want to be insulin dependent, I would slap her in her head and make her take it. What about somebody who struggles with mental illness, schizophrenia, bipolar disorder, suicidal ideations, okay? And they're like, nope, I'm not going to take my medicine because I don't want to be dependent on that medicine. I would rather just have suicidal ideations all day long. I would just rather be paranoid, schizophrenic all day long. I would rather just be high bipolar all day long. Why is it okay? What? Because people say that their path to recovery is the only right path. Exactly. People don't get judged for nicotine patches or blood pressure meds. Exactly. Right. So just think about it that way, you guys. Hey, Bird, what's up? We're just chilling. Taking a little break in between calling people on for my job. I just want people to think about, and listen, if you had a bad experience, like, I'm sorry that happened, but I think it's important for the devil's in the details. Exactly what my girl said. The devil is in the details. We need to know exactly why you had a bad experience, and also a lot of people I know, you guys, that get on Suboxone, after they get to a certain point, they feel like the doctor did them wrong. Okay? It's like, at what point do we have to take responsibility? Okay? Like, you have to learn how to ask questions and ask before you go on a medication. All right? Don't just go on a medication because your doctor told you to. All right? So that's another thing that I see some people doing, that they want to blame their physician for them getting on the Suboxone. I started on 2 milligrams though, so I hope it won't be hard to get off. You'll be fine. Listen to me, okay? As long as you taper slowly, you will be fine. Do you hear me? And do not feel pressure to rush. You focus on building your recovery, okay? You focus on getting rid of the obsession to drink and use drugs. You practice on getting around healthy people who are staying sober, all right? You practice on, you do your therapy, you do your recovery stuff with a recovery family, and this is all things that you need to be focusing on while you have that medication, okay? to lean on. That's what it's for. It's to help you to be able to get stable enough to where you can live your life, okay? And then if you get to a point where you're like, you know what, I'm ready to do this, then so be it. And you know what, if you get to a point where you're not ready to do it, that's okay too, okay? That's okay too. Everybody is different. Anytime, man, it shouldn't be hard as long as you taper and don't just jump. Exactly. Prepare yourself for that situation. You know, build yourself a strong recovery support system. All right. I'm talking about strong. I'm talking about people that you can have in your everyday life that you can talk to. Okay. I'm talking about you need to get involved in some kind of treatment or therapy. Okay. Very important. Very, very important. A lot of people, you know, they get upset or they think that I'm trying to force certain programs on people. That's not what I'm trying to do. You pick whatever program you want to be a part of. I don't care if it's AA, NA, CA, Celebrate Recovery, Smart Recovery, Refuge Recovery, MARA. I don't care what program it is. Just get into something, you guys. Just get into something. Just get into something and keep yourself busy and focus on your recovery. All right. Don't worry about what everybody else is doing. What you need to be. Okay. I'm getting excited. Let me settle down, Nicole. It's very important, you guys, to get into a healthy schedule program when you get sober and you get on maintenance. Okay. A lot of the times when I see that happens where people go wrong, okay, and this is just from me helping people and seeing it over the last 2 years here on my channel. A lot of the reason why I see people that struggle or fall back when they're on maintenance medication, okay, is because they get on the medication and then they just expect the medication to do all the work. They expect Suboxone to be this magic medication that's going to take away their cravings. It's going to heal all the pain and agony that they went through in their life, all the mental and emotional abuse. They just expect this medication to do this magic work. All right, I'm here to tell you that Suboxone is 5% of your recovery. Okay, it's only 5% of your recovery. That means you have a whole other 95% to be focusing on building your life back. Okay, and so what addiction is about behaviors. Okay, it's about the compulsion to use and drink alcohol or drugs or any kind of substance. Anything can be an addiction, right? But when you're trying to get sober, it's about those behaviors. It's about shifting your thinking. It's about changing the way your life has always been and rearranging it, right, in a good, healthy way. So it's about learning new coping skills, new ways to live without drugs and alcohol. All right. Well, Nicole, I'm on Suboxone, so I'm still on a medication, right? Listen to me. With Suboxone, you get on it, it levels out in your system and you're no longer achieving you're not getting any kind of feeling or euphoria. That's why the medication's so amazing, because when you get on it, you're level, you're balanced. There's no high from the medication. That's why so many doctors are changing people to Suboxone, because it's quickly becoming the gold standard of opiate treatment for people that are struggling with opiate addiction. Okay. And so when you get on the medication, I want you to focus on relearning how to live your life and relearning new coping skills and talking about the things that you struggle with, not covering it up. Nope, I don't quit. I don't smoke cigarettes. I used to, but I quit, baby. I'm so happy too about that, because that was a ball and chain. That was not something I was willing to keep doing. And see, that's the thing. Another thing that you have to look at when you're on a medication like Suboxone is you have to weigh the pros and the cons, the risks And the risk of jumping off and being without the medication for me is greater than it would be for me to stay on it. All right, so I need to look at it from that point of view. Am I trying to jump off because I have something to prove to everybody, and I'm like, oh, I've got to be off Suboxone because I've got to show everybody? Or, you know, I have so much that I have gained from my sobriety, you know, and I don't want to throw all that away. You know what I mean? And so the positive experience that I've had on maintenance outweighs the negative experiences any single day of the week, you guys, any day. In fact, I would even be dare to say that I really haven't had that much of a negative experience with maintenance. It's been a godsend for me. It's saved my life. All right. I went from being somebody that could not stay sober for a day. Okay. I have been in and out of treatment. I've been to prison. I lost my son to the state, and I was just, I couldn't do it. I couldn't stay sober. And so this medication changed my life, and it actually helped me to get my confidence back, helped me to feel like a person that can do this, you know? So I want you guys to know that you're not alone, that you got support here on my channel, and that I'm always going to be here to help you guys on the path, whatever path you choose. I'm going to be here cheering you guys on in the background. And if you ever need me, y'all know y'all can get a hold of me anytime. I'll do anything I can to help you. Okay? And if you're somebody who's dead set on jumping off Suboxone and getting off, I want you to do it the right way. I want you to be able to jump off at a very low dose, taper slowly, okay? I want you to use your brain and listen to what I'm saying. Why torture yourself and hurt yourself when you can just taper slowly and be successful? All right? All right. That's a deal. That's what we're going to do. If any of us decide to get off, we're going to tell each other, and we're going to taper, and we're going to do it the right way. All right? Because there is a right and a wrong way. There is a right and a wrong way, you know? So there's a safe way and a dangerous way. Oh gosh, this makeup looks going dark real quick, huh? This is like a lavendery purpley color. Okay, let's go ahead and put this. I'm fixing to jump off here, you guys, and go do some more work for my boss. But I just really wanted to come on here and talk to you guys about how important it is to taper and to not worry and not focus on what anybody else says, okay? Not worry about what other people are saying about you. Not focus on what Jan over there is doing. If Jan's tapering and she's okay with it, then that's Jan's deal. It's not our deal. Okay? Over here, our deal is to help each other and stay sober. Okay? And if that means we're on maintenance medication, then that's okay. Just do what you got to do. All right? Now, I uploaded a video. It should be up by now, I think. Hey, Jackie. I uploaded a video about my worst experience, my detox nightmares is what I called it. Detox nightmares. Last night when I was live, somebody asked me to do a video on my detox nightmares, so I shared those experiences. Hey, Jimbo, what's up? Getting off wasn't nearly as bad as I thought. Do not jump cold turkey. I tapered off, and the withdrawals was literally 10% compared to cold turkey. It's been 1 month and 2 weeks. That's really awesome. I'm so proud of you, man. Hell yeah. That's what I'm talking about. Good job. Good job. Good job. Okay, that's what I want to hear. I want to hear that is a good job. Okay. Take it slow. Taper, 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 taper. If I cannot say it enough, taper, 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 taper. You hear me? I'm going to be a broken record by the end of this video, but I'm not going to stop telling you guys until every one of you guys hears me. Taper, taper, low, slow. All right? All right. So I love you guys. I hope everybody, hey, Caitlin, we're just fixing to jump off, girl. I'm going to do my eyeliner, and then I'm going to take my son to go grab something to eat. I think we're going to go to Kroger and grab some groceries too. And I will be on this evening at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. My friend Monty is coming on. So the other day I got a comment about not having enough diversity on my channel. And so I took a look at my channel, and I do realize that most of my guests are Caucasian. And so I want to do my best, you guys, to represent all people, no matter what color they are. Black, white, Asian, Mexican, whatever ethnic background and race that you are, I want you to know that I support you and I love all people. I don't care what color your skin is. So tonight we're going to have my buddy Monty on, and he's a chocolate. He's a chocolate brother, and he is the self-proclaimed world's greatest motivator. Monty B. Abnormal, self-proclaimed world's greatest motivator. So if y'all want to come hang out with us tonight, we'll be on at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time with his story, and I look forward to seeing all you guys, okay? Love y'all.